Welcome back, people. Happy New Year. This is the first live stream of the year. Get all those cheesy things out of the way. January 2nd. Happy New Year. Nice. Let's go. Let's go. I see the Let's Go's. Fanboy. Gotcha. Tabletop Phoenix. Lower Jam. Ola. Hodop. Young Fox. Orman. Devolin. Galaxy Knights. Galaxy Fox. Liam's here. Let's go. All the familiar faces. Plum Crazy, what a great name. What a great name. Year of DC20. Wow, let's go. This is the year that DC20 goes live. Let's go. Carrots is here. Cosmic Parade, PH Arbex, Tabletop Phoenix, Walter, Kai Solus, Mortal Bane, of course. Wolves. We got a moderator here. Nice. Shout out to my moderators. Malzor, Zouch. Love saying that name. People are lurking. I see you lurkers. Orman's here. Hector, Grand Old Dwarf, yes, with the icon, giving people the warning and the heads up. Evan Basnall, Edward Sucre. Sorry, I wish your last name was Sauce now. Eduardo Sauce. Eduardo Sucre, what's up? Good evening, and Happy New Year to you too. Garrett Martin's here. Glenn Finley, Dustin Okerstrom. There we go. Oak Storm would be a better name. I'm renaming people's last names here, y'all. Jiri Kaznekek. Jiri? Oh, Peter. Okay, we have multiple Czech people in here. Jiri Kasakek. That's a super sick name. Love it. Let's go. And we already have 2 super chats and the stream hasn't even started yet. What? I haven't even said anything. Let's go. Jason's here. Bone Caller, Rules and Rulings, Aqua, Larry. Who else is here? Peter. Oh, and there's Peter and then Lewis. Okay, cool. So yeah, we got 2 super chats to start things off with. So I will answer those in just a second. But first of all, how you guys doing? Peter has a super chat and Hodop has a super chat. We haven't even started yet. Let's go. Here's how things work here, people. I did see some new names. How I do these live streams. It's a DC20 live stream talking about the game, how to run it, different questions you have about whether it be rulings or what things that come in the future, how to do certain stuff, how to run it, how you could possibly use this even in D&D, Dungeon Master stuff. Well, who knows where we end up. And I'm gonna call for questions here in a second. Whenever we get started, I like to answer the questions. I go from first all the way down. People that come here early, like we already have 91 people here. Thank you. Like the stream, all that good stuff. And then any sort of super chats go to the live stream goal and to the boss right here, and you deal damage to the boss. Now there's no damage dealt to the boss because it technically already happened before the stream started. So there's that. People are that early. Let's go. Profit Roll. I love your icon, Profit Roll. Lone Miner. What's up? Dreamweaver. Dreamweaver is the player character's last name of 2 of the brothers in my campaign that I'm running right now. So that's funny. What a small world. Pocket Dimensions here. Who knows who's behind the wheel there? Ominous Threat. How ominous? Ominous Threat says, Happy New Year. Trothgard, let's go. Happy 2024. It's gonna be big. Bold not bald. What's up? Nice haircut. Oh, hey, appreciate it. It's been a minute. I always just let it grow out to like almost homeless level and then I cut it up. You know what I'm saying? Robin Armstrong, hello there. What's up? So, where was I saying? Oh yeah. So how these work is super chats jump to the front of the question queue and I'll answer them right away. Appreciate the support. All the support goes straight to DC20 and its development as we move towards the Kickstarter and keeping things going so that the Kickstarter doesn't take a year to complete like it did with Outcanders. So that's learning my lessons there. It's going to be a lot quicker turnaround. Show us the Bard. Liam, stay tuned for the patron live stream tomorrow morning. I do patron live streams every week as well for patrons. I'm going to show the new breakdown of the Bard, so stay tuned for that. These live streams, I don't do a lot of super crazy behind the scenes stuff unless we have some wild super chats that people just really want to see something. And obviously if people's questions are a certain way, I will answer those types of stuff. And then my wife thought I was watching a video of myself. Eddie Blanton is my real life twin brother. That's not really my twin brother and my right hand man, game design wise for DC20. So that's really funny that she said that because we do look very similar. Yeah, dude, Jason, there is Patreon live streams. I usually do them every either Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday in the morning. I post them on Patreon. I post the links on there. They're in the Patreon Discord as well. So yeah, heck yeah. Who is Fitz? Fitz is one of the people in Pocket Dimension. She was the one that played. Well, I guess I didn't film those videos. So we played together. We played DC20 together twice, and it was amazing. So yes, Brian Burns, let's go. Happy New Year. I feel the love, y'all. I feel the love. So another thing with the goals here, the last thing to get through is every single live stream we do a giveaway at the very end of this live stream, a copy of DC20, and if you already have a copy of DC20, your giveaway upgrades, and you get a shopping spree on the website. For Alcander's Almanac, for any other PDFs that you're wanting and stuff like that, or if you want even more DC20 stuff, you get be put on a very short list of early access stuff to be able to access and see the 0.6 release of the alpha sooner rather than later. So that's the rundown. Oh, and I've also upgraded these rewards up here because you guys keep doing these big baller streams and it's crazy. And I want to keep giving the freaking rewards to you guys for when y'all have these crazy streams that we've had in the past. So if we hit the quarter mark, every 250, I'm giving away another copy of DC20. At the 500 halfway point, I am giving away a seat at the table of a DC20 giveaway. It's DC20 live play giveaway, right? I'm not recording these things, but you get to play DC20 with me and a group of other people, giveaway people, and I'm going to run the game for you guys. And if we hit the big, huge stream goal, then you unlock the DC20 lore dump. That's something that I have been hesitant to release, but that is going to be a live stream where I go over the entire lore of the campaign setting of DC20 and its creation and all that kind of stuff. So without further ado, we got over 100 people now. Let's ask them questions. Lore dump, let's go. So ask your questions with hashtag question. It helps the moderators be able to find your question. Hashtag question, grab them up, they'll load them up, and we'll get answering some of these questions and see what we got here, people. Let me see. Oh, whoa, there we go. Cool. And until then, I do have 2 super chats that I'm going to get to real quick. Sam Bros, what's up? What's up, Sam Bros? Who else we got? I saw somebody else sneak in here. Jonathan Dano, heyo. Let's go. Okay, cool, sweet. Lore, so many lore gremlins here. Let's go. Gobble up the lore. You will. Just I think it's pretty amazing. But I'm obviously biased. So anyway, so I got 2 super chats. First super chat is from Peter. Says hello, Dragon Egg patron here. Happy New Year. How would you create bouncing attack of Thor, Xena, Captain America in DC20? Ooh, throw plus EKs. What's EKs? Weapon bond, thanks. So that's going to be done. There's definitely, obviously you could do a magic weapon where it returns back to your hand. Done. We have not yet released the Hexblade Warlock version of DC20, but there for sure is going to be a magical weapon that you can summon. Right. And then when you summon the magical weapon, it would be able to return back to your hand for sure. Right. Now, whether that be some sort of magical pact or a magical weapon, a spell, right? You create a spell and you have a magical weapon, or you can take a mundane object and like sync up to that and then be able to teleport with it, which that sounds more like a Hexblade thing. Then that's going to probably be where that comes in right now. But currently at the levels 1 and 2 of the current classes released right now, none of the classes have a return back to your hand situation. Now there's definitely a fighter, and you could do a throwing. There's a shield with you can throw and it has a further throw range, and you can definitely do that. But getting it to return back to you would be more of a boomerang thing. So you could have a boomerang in one hand and a shield in the other hand, and talk to your dungeon master to flavor it as one thing. You could definitely do that. That'd be pretty cool, actually. But anyway, love that question. And then Hodop says, I am proud to announce that Ocean View, Hodop's DC20 West Marches server, has reached 80 hours of gameplay, the majority of which were 6 or more players. And then he says, you've made one hell of a game, coach. Appreciate you, Hodop. Appreciate you. Hold up. Let's go. Ah, man, that's awesome. Love to see big groups of people apparently playing, and for a lot of hours too. Oh, that's so cool. West Marches, let's go. Not server, zone. Oh, zone. Sorry, zone. Okay, yeah. Your West Marches zone. Sorry. I didn't get the right. I didn't get the right name. I didn't get the right vocab term. My bad. I'm not the most familiar with West. I've never played in the West Marches, but yeah, heck yeah. So, and then I already see a question from Josh Rogers, and it's a simple question, so I got to throw that out right now. Yes, there is going to be entire VTT support. We already have teams working on that. I was talking to the lead of the VTT team today, actually, and there's a whole bunch of people that are volunteering some very, very valuable skills and assets and different things that they've created. We had a whole bunch of people coming together to make it happen. So yes, VTT support will be fully integrated into as many of the VTTs as possible, and we'll go from there. And then we'll, I don't want to say that we're going to make our own VTT because I don't think that that's necessarily necessary, at least right now in the infant stages of the game, but we'll see. If the reception pops off, then of course we'll do our own everything. But yeah, it's going to be fully integrated and supported all the way around. So for sure. And then, oh, hey, whoa, hey, we got another super chat. Hold up here. Where we got? Where's the? Oh, I lost it. There we go. Liam said show us the bard. Okay, yeah, I talked to Liam. I said that first, actually. Charlie Wolf, another part of the Wolf Pack. Let's start the year off right and support DC20. I hope you had a great holidays, Coach. I appreciate you, Charlie. Actually, I did take a week off. I have not taken a week off of YouTube work for 4 years. Yeah, maybe 5 at this point now. Who knows? I have not taken a single week off, and I did for the first time ever, and it was super nice. And I'm super recharged. I came into work today and just went wild on some DC20 stuff. The Bard specifically. Liam was talking about it. Bard's looking real good. Druid's looking real good. Those might be released to the early access people in a couple weeks, maybe. Shoot. Maybe next week. I don't know. So yeah, I'm fresh and ready to go. So appreciate the support, Charlie Wolf. Let's go. So, and now we are all caught up, and let's go. Let's do this. Okay. Oh, Wheeler 777, late fee again. Damn it. If you didn't know, if you did not join the stream the second that I went live, you are late, and there is a late fee. So just saying, I did not come up with this. The community has created their own late fee for DC20 streams. So, sorry. Never say I'm caught up. Especially whenever people keep throwing things down there like that. Wait. Eddie's talking about something. Update for spellcasting focuses. Yeah. There's lots of how all the updates are going to work, just for the record, is every update is going to come with one big update. Like last update, the 0.5 was Ancestries, an entire system, Ancestries, and a bunch of rule changes and upgrades and patches and fixes and all that kind of stuff. Every single update will come with those, every single one. But it's more so there's a big focus of a thing we release alongside a bunch of rule changes. So heck yeah. Drink more. I do. I got it right here. I got my wife's cup. There we go. Sweet. What are D8s used for? Help action. So far is really what they're used for. All right. So anyway, let's get these questions rolling. Wolves is picking them up. Sweet, thanks, Wolves. And then Liam with another super chat. How many secondary health bars will there be in the new sheet if you're a druid and have a pet and a mount? So secondary health bars. If you're not familiar, the druid and some other things being added to the game is going to add a secondary health bar onto your character sheet. So in D&D right now, one of my players has a mount. It's like a horse, right? And every time they summon their horse, the paladin summons their horse, it doesn't have its own health bar, and it's like this little side note card you have to do. I want to put it on the character sheet. I think it would be a nice thing. So on the future DC20 character sheets, there's going to be a secondary health bar. Currently, I plan on there only being one secondary health bar, or at least a section where you can write that type of stuff down. And all it is going to be very simple. It's just a number. It's just a health bar, right? So you could technically have multiple of them in there. And I would say there's going to be at least 2, because druids, you can have 2 forms and stuff, but then in the future there'd be more forms. So there'll probably be 3. So in the secondary health bar section, there'll probably be 3 little lines of like where you could put stuff for. And those secondary health pools might also have some things come in with other mechanics having to do with like warlocks or certain spells or other things. So anyway, there's a little sneak peek there from Liam there. So thanks, Liam. Sparkly drink cup. Thanks, Bone Caller. Yeah, I'm glad you like my cup. Snazzy cup. Let's go. All right. So first question. Okay. So wolves. Real quick. Talking to wolves. Make sure you get the person's name too. They say #question, but I also want to get what their name is, like who actually asked the question. You know what I'm saying? So somebody asked a question. Any advice or tips that you've accrued from GMing DC20 at gaming cons? You're all right with me running it at small local cons? Oh my gosh. Tips accrued. Okay, yeah. So my tips there, first of all, yeah, you can run this. Of course, dude. Of course. Anyone that wants to run DC20 for other people and just spread the word of DC20, love it. Do it. Whatever you need to be able to kind of have for the people, you're going to need to give them parts of the rules. You're going to need to teach them the rules. You're going to give them handouts for whatever their class is, all that kind of stuff. Yes, do it. I'm not going to be like, oh, how dare you? You know what I'm saying? I would say, yeah, like send them towards the channel and send them towards the website, send them towards whatever, if they want to keep going, if they want to keep, like find it for themselves and pick it up for themselves and support the DC. Sure. Right. Either way, playing it with more people is just awesome. So I don't want to ever have anyone think that it's like gated or like, oh no, you better not, you only people that have paid for DC20 can play DC20. It's nothing like that, right? It's a new game, and I only had it be paid to be able to support its development, or else I would not have been able to keep making DC20 if I didn't have the website. If I didn't have the website sales from DC20, I would not be able to make DC20, straight up. I have a huge amount of support on Patreon to keep the channel going, but to be able to invest all of that time towards such a big project and not other things was a big risk. And that's where the big picture is. So there's all that. So yes, but my tips to answer your question from GMing it is how I do it is I explain the rules while we do character creation. So we start off making a character, and as we go through the character sheet, I teach the parts of the game they need to know. The only real big parts of the game they need to know is the 4 action point concept and how reactions work, and the 4 action point reset thing. And how damage works. Those are the big 2 rules. That's the only other real rules you need to explain. Maybe dynamic attack saves, as far as how dynamic attack saves work, where you make an attack or make an attack check and a save at the same time, right? That concept might be important, but really those are the only 3 rules that I really explain. And then we make the character sheet and I explain it as we make the character sheet. Super simple, right? In fact, I'm going to film a introduction to some YouTubers. I'm going to film our session 0 of how I do that, just to be able to show you guys that as well. I think that'd be useful and stuff. So cool. Let's go. And then hold up. Whoa. We got some more super chats. Paul Underhill, first time super chat. Appreciate you, Paul. I think character creation, ancestries, and classes should be more to the front of the book, since it's probably what most people look at first. Yeah. Okay. So one note on that, Paul, is right now the book is structured in a certain way, I guess you could call it, and it is teaching the rules of the game, not from the perspective of character creation, which is what I just described, right? So how I would recommend teaching the game is through character creation, right? Now, that's not how the book's currently laid out, because the book is laid out in order of what are the rules of someone who's never played a TTRPG. Someone's not jumping into character creation. Someone is wanting to learn the game. That's how it's structured right now in its alpha stage of you've never played a TTRPG, here you go. And it's structured like that on purpose, right? Yes, a better way to structure it for people who have played before would be, hey, let's make a character. And like I just described, right? So great little segue question there, right? But it is definitely up for discussion and on the table right now for reorganizing the whole thing once it goes to beta and all that kind of stuff, right? So yeah, and then Wheeler, let's go. Oh, Wheeler super chat, appreciate you, bro. Wheeler 777. One of my biggest gripes with 5e is it's not very challenging at all. It's not. I'm not saying these things. You guys are. I'm just agreeing. Very hard to put a party in danger that they can't cakewalk through. Is DC20 said to be more of a challenge? Oh, baby. All right. So the nice thing with DC20 is I love making combat encounters so much more for DC20 than I do for D&D. I'm running Curse of Strahd still. I started Curse of Strahd over a year ago, before all the OGL stuff happened, and we're like towards the end of it right now. I guess we're like 2/3 or more through, and making new combat encounters. It's not as exciting, and in comparison to making DC20 encounters, of like making a new monster and okay, how am I going to do the actions? What things am I going to give it? What all these different stuff, right? So as far as challenging, yeah, you can make it really challenging. You can make one monster really challenging. It's been super fun, and the other part is that's nice is because of how the action economy works. I know how many action points people have because there's one action economy. You don't have reaction, bonus action, movement, and one action that some people can do crazy cool stuff with and all that kind of stuff, right? You just have 4 action points. So if I have a party of 4 players, then I know they have 4 times 4, 16 action points they're coming at me with. So I can think about that and know how to balance encounters, as far as enemies and monsters and all that kind of stuff, right? So yeah, it can be pretty challenging. And there's also other stuff you can do as far as with layer actions are concerned and other things like that. They're going to be in the monster situation. But I'm very much excited to start revealing some DC20 monsters at higher levels once the alpha reaches higher levels, right? So heck yeah. And then Liam, another super chat. Can you comment your 0.6 core attribute changes? Oh, no, I cannot yet. So in 0.6, there are going to be some potential changes to attributes and what they provide, right? And where things come from. Like might gives you this list of stuff. Agility gives you this list of stuff, etc. Right? And so if you're a barbarian, you want these stats for these reasons, and I want to make sure to balance all of that out. I cannot speak to that yet, though, but I will say that is one of the things that is being worked on literally this week. So yes, that's as much as I can say on that note. Alfred Miller, Al Ford Miller. Whew. Question. Wow, $50 super chat, bro. Thank you so much, dude. Dang. You just made it through Algebra Hold. That's so cool. Question from Alfred Miller. I am a nobody DM with nobody players. Oh, newbie. I was like, bro, first of all, time out. You're not like a nobody DM and nobody players. Newbie DM with newbie players. First of all, my favorite people. What is your advice on setting HP for monsters based on my party? Okay, newbie DM with newbie players. So really, newbie DM and newbie players almost balances itself out in some ways. You know what I'm saying? But I think there is more so. You more so have to pay attention to the newbie players aspect, because newbie players aren't going to probably build very good characters for DC20. A lot of people don't even know how to do that in the first place because the game just came out. It hasn't been solved yet, hasn't been figured out yet, right? So newbie players are not going to be building good player characters necessarily. They don't know how to use their action points necessarily, builds and all this other kind of stuff. So they're going to be not optimal, especially with them being newbies, much less in a brand new game, right? So HP should be look to your player characters and base it around there. That's always going to be a good sounding board, right? If you want to create one big monster that they all fight, add all their health up together, and that's the health of the monster. That's interesting. It's almost balanced. But if you want to throw mooks at them, then you got to cut their health in half and then spread them. And you can also, in the same way I just said action points, you can balance them out. 4 times 4 is 16, and you have action points to play with. You can also do the same thing with health as far as balance is concerned. But that's my overall more vague feedback. But my more direct feedback is any sort of mook monster has 4 or 5 hit points. Good numbers, probably 5 hit points. 5 hit points for a goblin is perfect, right? Because they could die to one big, massive hit, but probably not going to deal 5 damage on a normal hit. Now, like an on average hit. An on average hit, you could expect 2 or 3 damage, right? But 5 damage, probably not, unless you do some combos or some teamwork. You get a brutal critical and all the critical hits and all these other things, right? In general, I would say your mooks. Also, you said you're a newbie DM, so mooks, I call mooks are slang for like little tiny meaningless NPC monsters that you're just kind of throwaway monsters. They're there, but they're just the minimum minuscule things, right? So 5 hit points would be like your super low end ones. 10 hit points would be like the boss of that group, right? Like the goblin commander, a regular orc in some sort of way like that. Now, player characters' health is probably going to be, player characters are probably going to have about 8 to 10 health. On average, right? Low end's probably going to be like 7 hit points, 6, or even lower if they really heavily nerf themselves in that way. And the upper end's going to be like 12 as far as how all the health is concerned. Unless they really like, I'm going to do an ancestry with health, and I'm going to do a barbarian, and you can obviously get more health. But a 10 hit point range is a solid enemy that's about the same as a player, right? Another thing is how monsters are going to work in DC20 is a level 1 monster should be able to go toe-to-toe in some ways against a level 1 player. Crazy that would be, how that works. And if you threw a level, you get the idea. I don't want to go into monster creation theory, but there you go. Exactly, yeah. And see, Hodop just said my monsters range from 8 to 12 hit points. Yep, 8 to 12, right in the middle, that's 10. That's a nice, good average monster, standard run-of-the-mill monster, right? And then your mooks are like 5 hit points, and then your big bosses are like 20 hit points. The biggest hit points I've ever thrown at a level 1 party was 30, and it was a huge, big old monster, boss monster, and it didn't have much support. It was just that, right? So there you go. All right. Second, what Liam super chat. Wait. Did Liam super chat again? Oh, okay. I'm getting caught up here. So there you go, Alfred. Gotcha. I love the newbie DMs, love the newbie players. Let's go. Liam with another super chat. Video idea, guide on making a DC20 monster and encounters. Been struggling a bit with that. Yeah, those are exactly the type of videos I want to make, especially when the game's launched, right? And leading up to it and all this other kind of stuff. I try to have my videos be based around what I'm currently kind of working on or what's good for, like, most recent video was what is DC20? I need to make that video so that I can send it out to other content creators, so that people like you guys that want to play with other people can send them a video about what it is, right? And I wanted to create that resource for people, right, to be able to do that with, right? So that's kind of where I'm thinking about right now. I'm thinking about videos I need to make leading up to the Kickstarter, right? The Kickstarter is going to be 6 months from now. So I need to make videos that lead and help to set that up, to spread the word and get the concept out there. And then once that's done, then all I'm going to do are guides of how to do DC20, how to run it, how to make it, how to homebrew it, how to create it, how to run tips, tricks, all the things, right? So many different things I want to be, so many things I'm really excited to make videos about. So then that's also then what Young Fox was super chatting to second Liam's super chat. So heck yeah, those videos are coming. And I also plan on doing live stream type stuff on creating like a one-shots and stuff. I want to do that to where I'm going to do another one-shot here soon with some other YouTubers. And when I make the one-shot, I'll make the one-shot, like all the logistics of it, but then I want to live stream the creation of the encounter. I think that might help too, as far as in the meantime thing, right? Dave Belzian, late fee, and for the Summoner Fund. Also, if you guys don't know, if you super chat, you can super chat towards a fund. And the funds are the Bard Fund, the Druid Fund, other rules that you really want to be a thing fund. So there you go, the Summoner Fund. That's funny. And then we were almost caught. FL Flag, I think is what the name is. How's the combat working at higher levels? Flat damage works great for heavy brutal hits at level 1, but how's it work at level 10? So in general, first of all, appreciate the super chat. First time super chatter. Thank you, Flag. So in general, the asterisk I put with any of this is a game that's in alpha, and the only alpha that is in existence right now are levels 1 and 2. Simple as that. Lots of questions have been asked about what about this, what about this, what about that, what about magic items, magic item scaling, magic armor, how is it going to scale, what all this stuff, right? So at level 5, we're going to be releasing a scaling package for things, how the classes are scaling, how scaling is going to start to work, and we're going to really start to fine tune the scaling of the game. And that's going to happen again at level 10, and then again at level 15, and then again at level 20, right? So the full disclosure is there has not been near enough playtesting at level 10 to even do that, right? I wouldn't even say that. I would say full transparency. There has not been a 100% accurate group playtest at level 10. There's been theoretical ones. I've crunched the numbers and the math on it. Countless hours for that. That's for sure. But as far as getting actual human beings at a table, building level 10 characters and playing it against level 10 monsters, that has not happened yet, right? Because we're in the alpha stages of the game. And as I have to focus on the foundation of the game, the core of the game, and make sure that's fun. And I have to focus on that being fun at first. Because if it's not fun now, then it won't be fun at level 10. You know what I'm saying? So that's just part of the process, right? So the balancing is going to be right now. I feel it feels great at levels 1 and 2, and then there's going to be a level 3 and 4 update, and that's going to be one of the next updates is going to be able to play levels 3 and 4. I think 0.7 is going to be able to double the amount of levels you can play up to level 4, and then at level then there's going to be a level 5 release, and with that's going to come a bunch of scaling stuff and rebalancing, and a whole bunch of that stuff's going to happen, and it's going to happen again at 10 and so on. So but let me see if I can answer anything else with your question. Oh yeah, so one thing that is floating around as far as something that's a potential is a upgrade at level 10 or level 11 where heavy hits become +2 damage, and every 5 you beat the physical defense by, every 5 that you beat the physical defense by increases the damage by 2 instead of by 1. That's an easy way to add the scaling, similar to how at level 5 marshals in D&D get extra attack, which literally doubles their damage, right? This wouldn't double your damage because you still have a base damage, you still have other things adding to it. So it definitely would not be a ×2 increase. But I think that would definitely go a long way towards helping that. In fact, what do you guys even think about that? Give me a yes or no in the chat just for thoughts. Oh, actually, you know what? Here, how about this? I'm gonna do a vote. I'm gonna start a poll. Level 10 plus scaling. Option for heavy and brutal to upgrade to +2 instead of +1. Yeah, sounds cool. No, keep it at 1 and do something else, because there are plenty of else's. And do something. I can't type the whole thing, so there we go. Start the poll. So I'm interested to see this poll. Because one option for scaling is going to be it's 2 more damage on brutals instead of 1 damage, right? So now, heavy hit. I add 2 damage, baby. Bang, bang, bang. We're swinging, we're banging, we're swinging, we're banging. That's one way to do it, right? Another way to do it would be to have magic weapons and other things and upgrading the base damage that you deal. So the base damage that you deal would go up. Now, there's also some other concerns with that, because now if you have a one-handed sword that has a base damage of, normally it's a base damage of 2, and if it's now a base damage of 5 or something, oh, well, okay, interesting. You're always going to deal 5 damage, and then you add +1, so that doesn't really matter as much. So it's more so matters if you hit or not, and then it waters down the effect of rolling by 5s and rolling higher and stuff. So I like the yes on this because it still would keep the importance of beating it by 5s, and it would be the extra punch, and you'd be excited for the rolls of DC20. That's part of why you're excited for rolling high, is that you're rolling high and you're adding more damage. So I think doubling that to a 2, I see it. All right. So there's my 2 cents, and there it seems like yeah, y'all are leaning towards that way as well. So there we go. Dyer's Dyer. I love that name. What'd you miss? You just missed a couple questions. We're just talking about some monsters encounters, some building stuff, scaling and all that kind of stuff. Let's go. So then there we go. Thanks, Flag. Horse in the sands. Late fee. The horse is in the sands. That would make sense. Horses probably travel slower through sand than they do, dirt or roads or grass or concrete. I don't know. No problem, horse. Appreciate you, brother. Liam, how are magic items categorized? We have not yet. Well, now I've made you can easily make magic items for DC20. We have not published any magic items for DC20. And as far as categorized, I don't know what you mean by categorized. There is going to be a rarity system, probably similar to what I've done with 5th edition, right? As far as the rarity scale there. So if you're interested in kind of what the vision of magic items would look like, I would look towards all the Patreon content that we make for the 5e playbooks. That's probably going to be where at least the jumping off point is. But then we obviously have a new game to possibly, a new game. Creating a new game has so many options to be able to go and do. So we're going to explore all of those as well. But there's the simple version for that. And then Horse in the Sands follows up a super chat with another super chat. This is for the horse fund. They need more hay and shoes. Especially if you keep running them through the sand. Horse in the Sands. Get them out of the sands. Come on. Play more. We got to play more. Yeah, we got to play more. Let's go. Frankie Draws is here. Let's go. Frankie Draws drew a bunch of stuff in Alcander's Almanac. Heck yeah. I think they drew the most amount of things in all of Alcander's Almanac. Frankie Draws drew the most amount of things. Let's go. And then the spell duels. Okay, cool. I think we're wait, how does, okay. Oh, I'm not caught up. Now I'm caught up. Okay. Bonecaller. Will you be creating unique monsters apart from D&D monsters? Also Team Odd. With a $5.13 super chat. Team Odd versus Team Even is back at hand. That's funny. And then Horse in the Sands. You're also the boss now, bro. Let's go. Somebody's got to kill this whole sandy horse. You didn't know that, Frankie? I should have told you. Let's go. And then 530 plus roll speed and roll. Yeah. So monsters. Yes, there's going to be new monsters on the list. I definitely want there to be iconic DC20 monsters that are in the realms of Beholder, Owlbear, Mimic. Mimic isn't really, but you know what I'm saying. So yeah, iconic Rakshasa, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, iconic monsters for DC20 that are unique and I want to have a list of monsters that you just want to be BBEGs for an entire campaign, for an adventure arc, for a one-shot, and just, so cool, right? So, heck yeah, 100%. Joe M with a super chat. Do you plan to drop all of the spells you have ready in one of the beta drops, or do you plan to slowly release more in the list period over time? Love the question, Joe. Thank you for that. So the plan currently is right now 0.5 is out. In a few days, there's going to be another update to 0.5, which is purely an editing update. It's just fixes on some grammar stuff, some punctuation, some errors, just problems that were just typed wrong. Or a good example is one time I reference and say the word Goliath when it's obviously supposed to be Giantborn, or I say grit save when it's supposed to be mental save, or it's a this when it's supposed to say that. Simple. No rule updates. This is just a polish off. The support from you guys, whether it be from website sales, from super chats, from patrons and all that stuff, has been huge, right? Especially from a lot of the live streams in the last couple of months. So with those extra bits of funds, I can do more stuff. So I had my lead editor and he brought on 2 other people and they went and did a pass over it, updated, polished it off. And I want to send that out to you guys because I want it to be a little bit more polished off. You know what I'm saying? So that's going to come out soon. And then 0.6 is going to be 5 new classes and some rule updates. But still, that's going to leave the game at levels 1 and 2. And then, here we go, 0.7 is going to be subclasses. The goal is 2 subclasses for every class in the game, which is 15 classes. That's 30 new subclasses added, which will let everybody be able to level up to level 3. And if you didn't know this already, in DC20, everyone gets their subclass at level 3. And at level 4, you get ancestry upgrades, which is already released in the game, and a talent, which is already released in the game. So that automatically lets you get to level 4. So 0.7 alpha will let you be able to play at level 4. And then the 0. Also on that note, if you can play at level 4, that means you need to get more spells. So the 0.7 alpha, along with the 30 subclasses, is also going to come with a bunch of spells. And my goal is to have spell lists also released at that point, which is a huge goal milestone for DC20. Because right now we just have these pre-made spell lists, but I want to release the 3 spell lists for the game, and that would be massively huge. Oh my God. So 0.7 is slated to be the biggest alpha update ever, because that would be 30 subclasses, and I don't even know how many spells that would be. It'd be a bunch, right? But it'd be able to be, I call them first level cantrips, first level and second level spells. But what leveled spells are technically how much mana they cost, right? So it'd be 2 mana cost spells, because at level 4, you can cast a spell equal to half your mana cost, right? Or half your level. So you could cast 2 mana base spells. So heck yeah. 0.6 is 5 classes, Charlie. 5 new classes added to the game. Artificer, Bard, Warlock, Druid, and Cursed are the 5 new classes being added to DC20, along with a bunch of rule stuff that's still in the works and all that kind of stuff too, which also technically comes with more spells too, because the Druid has a spell list with some nature stuff. There's more spells that are going to be released in 0.62. So heck yeah. A bit more focus on this specific. So I think, yeah, each class is definitely more thematic than D&D. And I think a lot of times D&D can do some things with subclasses that maybe could be classes, or I definitely think each of these classes has their own place in D&D, in a TTRPG. A good example, Scion should be its own class. A Warlord should be its own class. Artificer, they got that now. And there's some other ones coming, but yeah, there's definitely some things that should just be their own class. So yeah, final product. Right now there are 21 different classes that are on the docket. There will not be 21 classes in the full release of the game. In fact, I will say there will not be 15 classes in the full release of the game. There's probably going to be 10 or 12 classes in the core release of the game is my goal. I think any more than that's too much, and the rest of the classes will come in future editions, right? So yeah, all right, cool. Yeah, 12 seems like a solid number. I agree, Slit. So then I think I missed a super chat. Wait. Oh wait, Joel. Yeah. So yeah, that was Joel's big question answered right there. And then Flag again with a super chat. Appreciate you, bro. Can we martial combos get spell combos? Wait. Oh, okay. So Flag asked a question. Can we do martial combos like spell combos? You know what? I'm gonna do a poll on this. I'm gonna do a poll on this real quick. Okay. I'm gonna do a poll on this. Okay. So I'm starting a poll. Should marshals be able to do martial combos like spellcasters can do spell casting? All right, now hold up. I gotta give my speech. I see a bunch of yeses, but stay with me. Hold up. Oh my God, I see so many yeses. Okay, let's see what happens here. Yes, no. Okay. Yes, because the balance I talk about. Team games, you got me on that one. More teamwork is more fun. Combat duels. Oh my gosh. Okay. Time out. All right. So, here's the thing. I'm going to give y'all this breakdown here, and after my breakdown of why I think the answer is no, I want to see what y'all think. Now, if y'all still say yes, I still love you guys. I genuinely want to know this. And if you say no right now, you're not saying that it never will happen. It's just more so what can we do for marshals? And I think we've done a lot already, which is one of my first points I'll say. So the problem is casting spells together makes sense in the world. It helps with balance. There's so many things. To be able to cast a big crazy spell, multiple spellcasters would have to know it to be able to even cast it in the first place. Maybe we can make a spell that has a base mana cost of 20. What? You would have to have 10 spellcasters that can, you know what I'm saying? Like multiple people have to come together to be able to cast this thing in the first place, right? There's some really cool things we can do with the fact that combo spellcasting exists in the first place. There's a lot of really cool stuff, right? And it gives spells and combining spells. It just makes sense, right? Now, for marshals, first point, DC20 already has an issue that I'm watching is marshals being too strong. Right now, I think marshals, in a heads up 1-to-1, marshals are stronger than spellcasters at level 1 and 2. I very much believe that. One big thing is that there hasn't been the spell overhaul yet to update spells, so the spells are a little bit behind as far as game design wise compared to marshals. So that will be fixed, and I think after that's done, they will be balanced. But I very much worry if marshals can do marshal combos, I worry that they'll bump ahead even further. And I also worry that if marshal combos are a thing, first of all, if you create them, they have to be a viable solution, right? But then you open up a problem of it being too viable. And then if it's so viable to where it's so much better and it's like 20% better than just if you attacked by yourself, now you like have to do it. And then your optimal turn is now you having to do this thing where you're forced to do teammate stuff, which, you know, there is some good things there because there is a teammate. And I think DC20 does a great job of a team-based game. And this is forcing and leaning in heavily into the team-based game. So that's another concern I have is right now with no team combos, if you've played DC20, I think you've seen people do combos with help actions together. The help action's already there. You can already perform maneuvers. You can already, so here's my big rant here. You can already do it. You don't need martial combos because you already can do it in DC20. Because in initiative, how initiative works is it goes alternating, right? It goes player, enemy, player, enemy, player, enemy. And you also have rules that let you delay your initiative to go the same time with another player. So if you're a martial barbarian and there's a martial fighter and you have an enemy that's going between you, the person that's going first delays their initiative to go together, like you'd have to do for spell combos anyway. And then you have the same turn. You're going at the same time. So if you want to do some big haymaker move, you just both attack him and describe a big haymaker move. You don't need game mechanics to cast the same spell, right? Like you don't need that. Yes, two spellcasters could both cast Fireball and describe it narratively as them both combining their forces. And sure, I see that. But for marshals, you can already do this. You delay your turn, you go together, you describe some move where you knock him down off his feet and then they attack and you give him a help action and he gives you a help action and you make this one big roll and it's all crazy. Wow, right? You can already do that. I don't think martial combo system is needed. And also, third point here, it's more complicated. It's now, instead of just, hey, I have help action, I have cool martial maneuvers, we can do stuff together already very easily. If we add in some martial combos now the newbies at the table have to learn how to do martial combos because the veteran at the table wants to perform a martial combo and they have to get them up to speed of how that works because there's going to be if there is martial combos, they're going to be more complicated than if there weren't martial combos. You know what I'm saying? So that's just more rules is more complicated than less rules, right? So adding in martial combos would be more complicated. So now there'd have to be some certain rules of how you both perform the same attack on the same target. And the benefits that are gained from that need to be enough to do it, but not too much to have to always do it. And that part scares me. I don't know if that is a rabbit hole that we should go down because it's already fun. You can already do combos. I have seen countless marshals perform crazy cool combos moves together with the rule set as it is. I don't necessarily think martial combos are needed to perform that, because if we did have martial combos, now there's extra rules and extra requirements and extra restrictions, and I'd have to make it probably more complicated to make sure to protect it from being protect it from being always the go-to, right? Because for spells, if we go back to spell casting and why it's okay for them to have spell combos, casting the same spell is not necessarily always optimal. A lot of times that maybe the cleric who knows fireball and the wizard who knows fireball both casting fireball in the same exact location, maybe that's not the most optimal. Now, there's going to be times where it is, and it's going to shine in that moment, and that's why it's in the game. But maybe the wizard should cast fireball and the cleric should heal somebody or cast shield or do something else, right? Who knows? But anyway, there's my rant. I could say more, but I think I've gotten it across. I'm interested to see what you guys think now. Here's the poll. Should marshals have combos or not? There we go. I don't know. I'm just saying. We'll see what people think. Okay. Did I miss? I knew I missed out on. We got another question after the Marshall situation. I'm behind on 2 super chats. Let's go. And then Coral with the $20 super chat. Appreciate you, Coral. Out of curiosity, what's the thought process behind having subclasses as opposed to having talents filling in that role? Oh, okay. So I do think there is a really cool class identity. I guess you would call it subclass identity. With these things, because subclasses allow us to give certain kits, a certain vision, a certain feel to a class fantasy, right? So just warlocks popped into my head because it was a recent poll I took. So the Hexblade Warlock is a certain feel to a warlock, right? It's a certain, like there's a weapon and that's your curse and you're connected to it and you're able to summon it into existence and you're able to use it and all these other types of things, right? That is a class fantasy. Whereas what's the fear one, the one you're scary and you fear, great old one. You're just a fear and you scare people and you trick them in all these different types of ways like that. That's a whole separate way to play a warlock in a class fantasy of a warlock. Not the whole big picture, but just a subclass. So yes, we could make talents, but then as far as from balance concerned, it makes me worried because balancing the game around a bunch of talents that you can just grab at any point, that's interesting. And it's also not as exciting, or it does excite me to create a subclass because you get stuff at level 3, 6, and 9. Ooh, yeah, let's go. So I can create stuff that chains into other stuff, right? That's super cool. If you do talents, I guess you could do that. I could have a certain Hexblade style talent and then another Hexblade style talent that requires you to have that talent. But now I think that's more complicated. And it's almost like, why don't I just do it like a subclass? Because that's how it's supposed to be. And I think with talents, how we've already structured talents to be in DC20, I think it solves the problem that you're proposing of you can already use talents to go get multiple subclasses. You can get multiple subclasses of your own class. I could be a barbarian and choose Path of the or Storm Herald, right? And then at higher level, I can spend a talent to do another subclass within barbarian, and it's balanced in that way. So I think the way that we're doing it currently in DC20 is actually more balanced than just being like, talents, everybody has talents, you know what I'm saying? So I think it's just the structure of it speaks to me, it speaks to the balance, it speaks to the class fantasy, and I hope that answers your question. Appreciate your Coral. Love the Scion, Voice of Chaos, I see you. And then I do want to address this. Skaman has a question. Monk takes elf trait of Nimble, and Nimble, so to regain 2 stamina each time to take a 1 action point dodge. That is not correct. If you look at the phrasing, this was something popped up, so I want to shoot this down. The elf trait Nimble, when you take the dodge action, you get the benefits. Keyword, you get the benefits of the full dodge action. You didn't take a full dodge action, right? Monks in DC20, you regain 1 stamina when you take the dodge action, and you regain 2 stamina when you take the full dodge action. Elves don't take the full dodge action. They take the dodge action, which would regain them 1 stamina. Ooh, but because they're an elf and they have the nimble ancestry trait, it gives them the benefits of a full dodge action. They didn't take a full dodge action, so make sure that's out there. So that is not broken. Like some people are like, oh, that's so broken. And I agree, that would be broken, but it's purpose. That's not how it is. It's not how it is. All right, cool. I got you, Skyman. So Coral, and then, oh wow, the poll, 66% no. Okay. I see you. I see the other 33% that said yes, we do want. 34% that said yes, we do want this martial combos. I see you. I hear you. And that's also something that I could see being an expansion, a martial expansion release, some sort of battle expansion and all that kind of stuff. And martial combos, optional variant rule for martial combos. I totally see that being a thing. So I don't want y'all to think it's shot down. But I just hope that y'all see why, as far as from the game design reasons why I don't think it's needed. Karaka Day, are you going to be at any conventions this year? Yes, I'm going to be at GaryCon and Gen Con, and I don't know. I think I might do PAX this year. I don't know about the third one, but definitely those two. And then what else we got? Scatterbug. Late fee. Team even. So he super chatted 725 to balance out the scales because he's team even. Let's go. Dave Elzian, how do you see GMs running DC20 after the completion of the Kickstarter without a monster manual? Because monster manual said is months to come later. Gotcha. So great question, Dave Elzian, and I have already thought of two different ways to address this. One is the core rulebooks. The core rulebooks of DC20 is going to be the player's handbook, the core rules of DC20, right? Which is what DC20 is. That's what the Kickstarter is. That's this book. And then there's also the Game Master's Guide, which in my opinion is not needed to run DC20, period. Right? The way that I'm making the Game Master's Guide is not needed to run DC20. I don't think that's how it should work, right? I might even call it something else entirely just to make sure that's clear. The core book is all you need to be able to play the game straight up in general, right? To be able to play the game. Now, what about monsters? I'll get to monsters. The other part of that book, yes, is monsters, right? So the Game Master's Guide, the answer why you don't need it, it's like Alcander's Almanac. Alcander's Almanac, you don't need Alcander's Almanac to play D&D, but damn, does it really upgrade it? Damn, does it give you tools in your GM tool belt to be able to run certain things, to be able to run skill challenges, chase scenes, mass combat, the list goes on. So that's how the Game Master's Guide is going to be for DC20. But the Monster Manual, that is something that is needed for sure. So there is going to be a booster pack add-on addition to the Kickstarter that you can get to get a PDF. It's not going to be printed because I can't print out. I'm not going to make a second book of just like a small amount of, you know what I'm saying? I want to save that for the Monster Manual. So you can get early release PDF of some sick monsters across all levels 1 through 10. Levels 1 through 10, boom, right? There's going to be multiple monsters, levels 1 through 10. I plan on that number being hopefully like 40 monsters, 50 I don't know, maybe more. It's probably gonna be stretch goals, honestly. The stretch goals, it's gonna be something that unlocks of like, 20 monsters, 40 monsters, 60 monsters. Oh my God, right? And it's just gonna be this add-on of a PDF that you can add on to the base game. So all you would do is you would back the Kickstarter, you'd get DC20, and then you'd be like, oh yeah, I want that monster, the DC20 monster pack. And then you would be able to have that, and you would have a bunch of monsters. And the monsters would also be structured to be able to easily be reskinned to other things as well, right? So that's going to be the solution there. Solution number one. Solution number two is every single month. I don't know if I've announced this officially, but there is going to be a DC20 magazine that releases as soon as the Kickstarter closes for DC20. That month, which would be that next day, the first issue of DC20 magazine is going to release, and there's going to be an entire monthly magazine for DC20 that we are publishing and releasing for DC20 every single month, which is going to be extra stuff, early access sneak peeks towards future projects, more monsters every single month, more upgrades, more magic items, more adventures, all the stuff every single month for DC20. So I hope that answers your question, Dave Bilsing, and let's go. Joe M. Hope you enjoyed your Christmas and New Year's. Glad you're able to spend time off your fam. Sorry. Whew. I'm subliminally manipulating Bug to donate. You're in Bug's head, or is he in your head? Who's in whose head that's forcing each other to super chat to stop the other? What's happening? Joe M, appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you, brother, for the other super chats and for this one. Appreciate you. Joe M has done 10 super chats. I see a little alert here under his name. Thank you, Joe. And then Ted, definitely not on. Ted with a new fee of a definitely not on time fee. Nice, Ted. Appreciate you for making it right, Ted. Let's go. Oh, that's funny. Okay. All right, so now I am up to date as dead. Dave Elzian comes in with another. Thank you for clarifying the nimble ancestry trait. For perhaps better wording, +2 SP when the full cost of full dodge is spent. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So that's the kind of I have that as a note of things that have been misinterpreted. And that's a constant balance of like, how much do we explain, or is it over explaining, or is it not explained enough? So that is a good way to say it. When you spend the full cost, well, let's see, sometimes I might want that to be able to happen, and I'd phrase it a certain way. So yeah, it's definitely a rabbit hole to go down, but that's a good way to phrase it. Dorian Bake. Another late fee. So yeah, the late fee from Ted, a definitely not late fee, is now combined with Dorian's regular late fee. So it's all good. There's all kinds of fees happening here, people. Let's go. All right. These are all self-appointed fees. I've never said there's a fee. It's all you guys. It's y'all's fault. All right. You're giving fees to yourself. Next question. Here we go. Where are we at? All right. And then question. Oh, wait. Tips, cons. Wait, where are we at? Okay, there we are. So then question, how many types of dice? Oh, how many types of Jiri? Is that right? Jiri? Jiri? I think it's in their Czech name. We have shout out to all the DC20 Czech Republic players. Let's go. Mr. King Awesome raid. Oh, Mr. King Awesome. we got raided, people. We got raided by Mr. King Awesome. Thanks, dude. Hope you're doing good, man. That's funny. And then what's timeline for Kickstarter? Other Kickstarters? Every single year there's going to be a Kickstarter. Is the goal. Every single year in June, July there's going to be a DC20 Kickstarter every year. How big they are depends on how big the previous one was, right? So if the DC20 Kickstarter, this one, if it's normal, then we'll have another book next year, and we'll do a book a year. Done. But if it goes wild and goes crazy, then all right, let's do 2 books. Let's do a Dungeon Master screen. Let's get custom dice. Let's get custom miniatures. Let's go crazy. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's the answer to that question. And then what's up all the rest of the Raiders? Let's go. What's up, Zara? What's up, Luke? Let's go. That's funny. And then Kai Solis. Oh no, Team Even versus Team Odd. They're back at it again. Kai says Team Even for Bug, but seriously, Coach, thank you for creating this amazing game. I'm hoping to run some one shots to introduce new players soon. Oh, gosh, y'all. That's so cool, man. Appreciate that. Like, and the other thing is, I know that other people like feel this way too. And I see the comments of all the hype and the support and the appreciation, all that stuff. And just to be thanked for creating an amazing game. That's the goal, y'all. My goal is to create a game that you guys can go play with your friends, play with your family, get people together, sit around a table or digitally across screens, create awesome characters and tell awesome stories together, but do it through a rule system that is as good as possible at having the least amount of those cringy moments whenever rules are kind of and create as many exciting moments, for whether it be character creation and you're excited to make a new character or a new class and you want to play again and you want to come back to the table every week because it was so fun, because the rules were just so set up to have the Dungeon Master knock it out of the park. Appreciate you for real. Appreciate all you guys. Oh man, that's awesome. Dave Belzian for the Elementalist Fund. Yeah, you know what? Honestly, the Elementalist is the Shifter's so cool too. There's so many classes that I'm just excited to make. And I'm probably so excited to make them that I'm probably going to be making them in my free time, or if you want to call it overtime, and then release those on Patreon too, as little extra little bundle booster packs of the Elementalist. It's just a single little bust out right there. So yeah, I think that's gonna be super cool. That's gonna be super cool. Lucid, what's up, Lucid? I'm loving the game design, DC. You're killing it, Lucid. Appreciate you, brother, with a $50 super chat. Oh, you rock, Lucid. And yeah, it's game design is my passion. I've been doing game design since I was little. I would create my own games out of paper, and I would go to my room. I'd get scissors, paper, and a pencil, and some glue, and I would cut up paper and make up board games, make up rules, and we'd play them. I am that guy that you might hate in your social circle where you play a board game with them, and they're like, actually, let's change the rules of Monopoly, or let's change the rules of how this should go, or I could go on. But anyway, I appreciate you, Lucid. That's what's up. DC20 is even. That is very true, Glenn. You are right about that. Get all the books, Orman. Orman's starting to revolt to get all the books. That's funny. Liam with another super chat. What are some things DC20 monsters have that D&D monsters don't? Apex actions, bloody actions, monster rolls, weaknesses. So the big question there, or the big answer there, is the default stat block for what DC20 monsters have or not have has not been established yet. If you've seen any of the Dungeon Coach Patron 5e playbook content about monsters, you'll get a good sense of like, oh yeah, this is how it's structured, right? I want monsters to have passives, where they have some sort of passive thing that just happens, whether it be in an aura or it be in just a thing that happens to their body. They'll have triggers based on things that happen to them, like what you even said, bloody, like whenever they're below half health, now this happens. When they're hit with fire, now this happens. Whenever, there's cool things where every monster is like a puzzle to be able to solve, right? Some more so than others, obviously. I don't want goblins to be wildly complex, right? But I think that's been what's really cool. And for also another unique thing with DC20, as far as to answer your question, at least a little bit towards the biggest picture that I can say, and this is I don't want to sound like cocky when I say this, but the foundation of the game of DC20 is just better than the foundation of D&D, in that D&D is if you're a monster, you have an action, a bonus action, a reaction, and movement. That's already boring. That's already, I walk up and I bite you. That's my action. Do I give the monster a bonus action? But a lot of monsters, if not most of them, don't have bonus action economy, like where they have a bonus action to do something. And then they have a reaction, but most of their reactions are just an opportunity attack. And yeah, that's okay, sure. And then they have movement, which of course they do. But it's already more dynamic to play a DC20 monster because you have 4 action points. What are you going to do with them? What is this monster able to do? Does he deal more damage to bloodied creatures? Is he able to add a bleeding condition? Is he able to add this maneuver? And you already have lists of maneuvers for the player characters. You already have features and stuff to give these monsters to spend action points on. And it's just more fun at the most foundational level with 4 action points to play the monsters in the first place. And it's just more fluid and open to give them cool things they can do with 1 or maybe 2 action points. And that's what they can do. Super cool. Even something like I've done a creature that had a breath weapon of some sort, and the breath weapon's 2 action points, and they could spend 1 action point to recharge their breath weapon. Cool. That's cool. Like, how easy is that? And that's almost all you have to do for the monster. Give it a normal attack. You can have it be they can add an extra action point to add a knockback to it. So I've just made a monster right now, a big chimera looking monster that has some sort of gas, but like a big, like I'm picturing like this like hybrid looking creature with like horns and like almost like a not a 3-headed chimera, more like a manticore really, and it has like a breath attack and like a big huge like paw swipe. The paw swipe, you can spend an attack, like, obviously to make the paw swipe it would be an action point. You can spend an extra action point to add a knockback to it, so they have to make a might save. Boom! That's one mechanic that the monster has. Second mechanic is as a breath, like a breath attack, but it's a breath and this big arc in front of it. It says gas that goes around corners. Whoa, sick, cool, awesome. They cost 2 action points to use it, and they can spend 1 action point to recharge their own breath and like set it back up and breathe it back in again. Done. And there's the monster, right? And it's just so easy to do. A lion frog, let's go. And now you just said lion frog, and now I'm giving it a jump to where they can spend an action point to add 5 spaces onto their jump. And when this creature takes the move action, so they spend 1 action point to move. No, that's all I would have to be. I would just give them a move. If I want to do a frog jump for a monster, I would just give it a speed of 5 or 6 or something, and just give it a jump distance of 6, and it can jump 6 spaces. So it can just, you know what I'm saying? And give it a second passive effect for this monster. Add a passive effect to the monster where if you've leapt at least 3 spaces and land on land next to a creature in your whatever, they have to make a might save or blah, 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 blah. Right what I'm saying? Like, done. It's just so easy to make monsters. So yeah, I could go on, but there you go. All right, so let me see. I can never get caught up, you guys. And oh my gosh, and we're already overtime. We're already in overtime. Wow. Okay. We got this. All right. DC20. We already did that. Okay, cool. Hold up with a $50 super chat. We exist solely to give Coach heart problems. We love your game, and it's been the highlight of my week every week for several months now. You're doing great work. That said, what class are you most looking forward to playing, like not as the DM? Oh man, that's so cool. First of all, hold up, and like I said before, thanks for that, man. Like, it's just to know even that DC20, whether it be a live stream, a patron live stream, a video that I post, a new update that I release, people chatting in Discord like crazy, that could be a highlight of someone's week. Man, that really makes my heart warm and gives me more heart problems. So thanks for that, Hodop. But just to know that, like, you know, life gets hard and freaking there's ups and downs in life, and we all go through ups and downs, and some of us might be on an up right now, some of us might be on a down, and just to know that there's some sort of like DC20 light at the end of the tunnel type situation to keep us, let's go. Because I could go off on that, because I've been through some dark times, and this community and like the support system around you, family, friends, all that kind of stuff to help you pull through stuff, and to know that DC20 and this community can be a part of that for some people, dang, that's freaking awesome, because I know it's what it's done for me too. So you guys rock. Okay, to answer your question now is right now I'm gonna say Druid. Wild form is so sick, and Nature's Grove is so sick that I would love to make a Druid and just make my own grove to do stuff in it, and then transform into an animal to run in and do some stuff, and then I don't know, Druid just sounds so much fun right now. And then I could even see. Oh man, I will say I want to be a player for DC20 more than I ever have wanted to be a player for D&D. Because no offense to D&D, but sometimes it's boring. The players, I don't know. Sometimes it's just all right, all I can do is this right now, and then okay, that's all. I guess that's it. You know, how many times have we had to run into a combat and you use your action and you're 1 space away? Sorry, you use all of your movement and you're 5 feet away, 10 feet away, and then you have to spend your action to dash. Now I'm in range. Those turns can't happen in DC20. Anyway, don't make me get started. Okay. The next super chat, ominous threat. I haven't read the super chat yet, but I'm going to read it very ominously. Will there be feats or stuff for kingdom building? I got you, ominous threat. I hope you think that that's fun. Feats or kingdom stuff for kingdom building. So in the core rules, no, there's not going to be stuff for kingdom building in the core rules, but that is definitely going to be something that is going to be a patron release on the DC20 magazine. We already have 2 different resources for 5e playbooks for building kingdoms and factions and cities and all that kind of stuff. So that's for sure going to be something released for DC20 in one of those books expansion things in the future, but hopefully not in the so distant future, because we have the DC20 magazine. The DC20 magazine is going to be clutch to be able to create enough content for that as well. And another thing to show is the better the Kickstarter does, the more I can pour into the DC20 magazines, and we can put more and more content into the DC20 magazines to make those even better and bigger, right? So yeah. And then Derek BL, what's up, Derek BL? First time super chatter, let's go. Hire people to write modules. How would you choose writers? Odd folk, let's not indecisive. Oh. Bug with symmetrical features leading us to mediocrity. It's our uniqueness. I should read this like a. It's our uniqueness that our greatest source of creativity. Derek, if you're interested in writing modules for DC20 or for the team in some way, shape, or form or another, we do have a writing team. Message Nexus on Discord. You can look for the names of people. Nexus is my writing director's name. Message him. He'll talk to him. You have any sort of portfolio or any sort of interesting things like that, we'll do that. You can have a little sample things, and there's a little bit of a trial process to go through people on the team, and then the more you show and the more we like, the more you do, and then people end up writing entire adventures that we publish in the playbooks and stuff. So heck yeah, Derek, let's go, because if things keep doing good, we're gonna need more. And one of the biggest things I want to make are adventures, but yeah, we gotta do them right, you know what I'm saying? So and oh my god, guys, we hit one of the goals, 435, which is actually almost to the 500 goal of a giveaway spot for a seat at the table. But that is going to be 2 giveaways that we're going to be firing off here as soon as I get, in fact, actually, here's what we'll do right now. We'll do it right now. If you want to join in for the giveaway, we're giving away 2 copies of DC20 right now. Yes, if you already have DC20, you still should say something, because if you get chosen, you get early access of DC20 stuff or shopping spree on the Dungeon Coach website for yourself. So cool. So say something in the chat right now. In fact, right now in the chat, you should probably say your favorite monster. What monster? Ooh, that's a good question. What monster would you want to see be in that monster? If you wanted a monster to play in DC20, what monster do you want to see? Say the monster name, because you need to be able to say something to enter the giveaway, because that's how it works. It needs to know that you're here, right? Because if you haven't said anything, it doesn't know you're here. All right, cool. Let me get caught up with the super chats, and then I will do the double giveaway. Charlie Wolf, for the Kickstarter, is going to be an action counter. But is there a table counter, HP, mana, stamina, a design scroll for PC, sheet card spells, some ideas for juggle gadgets? Yes. Right now, this is the alpha early stages for the action tracker. Check that out. Nice, and click. So that is something that's in the works right now. It is being mocked up, worked up, and built out as we speak. So that's going to be for sure a thing in the Kickstarter. And I don't know if there's going to be trackers for mana, HP, and stamina. Stamina is such a low system. Mana is such a medium. Mana and health are kind of almost the same. So maybe for that. And then design scrolls, PC sheet, that could be interesting. Cards for spells, that could be interesting. So honestly, the hard part for this is I don't know how well the Kickstarter is going to do. If I knew how well the Kickstarter is going to do, we would have so many things set up. And this is a perfect example. What I foresee happening is I'm going to do this Kickstarter for DC20, the core rule book, which is the main book you need, right? And then however well this does is how crazy the next one's going to be, right? Because if things pop off, I'm going to take all of that money, pour it into the next Kickstarter to try and pay for the next Kickstarter. And that's the best thing. Just as a little business side note of a goal of mine, I want to do so well on Kickstarter 1 that it pays for Kickstarter 2. And then I can now do that for the rest of the time, right? And then I can really pour into some of the stuff that what you're saying. I can do all these things and get character sheets and all this stuff and tangibles and physical things to ship out and do stuff and merch and clothes and all these other things that we can do. And I can pay for those from the previous Kickstarter, right? But right now I don't have a previous Kickstarter. because last year I didn't even do a Kickstarter, which really hurt. So once I do that first one, then I can really set things up for the second one, and then everything's good. So then that Kickstarter goes, and if that one pops off too, then boom, it transitions to the third one. We go even crazier. Oh my God, right? You see what I'm saying? But that also protects me to where if I do all this big stuff and we do a Kickstarter, and oh man, nobody really liked the merch shirts of DC20. Shoot, and then I'm at least not screwed because I'm ahead of the game. So anyway, there's that. So there's Charlie Wolf, gotcha there. PC Sheets. What else we got? Wolf Pawn. Love DC20 and will always believe in this game, but we're a smidge too positive. What has been the problem, child, in building the game? A specific class, rule, ancestry? That's interesting. What's been a problem in DC20? What's been a problem in DC20? Right now, I would say the biggest problem is balancing out the attributes, which is something that's being literally addressed this week. And it was actually talked about it earlier in the stream. I want all of the attributes to mean something while balancing around the concept of the prime modifier. The prime modifier is your highest attribute. It governs your attack checks, spell checks, other things. So to have prime modifier exist, which lets you be able to lighten the load of, you have to have this to play this class. You have to have intelligence to play a wizard. You have to have charisma to have a paladin aura. You have to have might to be a barbarian. You know what I'm saying? To release that, prime does a lot of great things there. But I also not only want to have, it's like I want my cake and eat it too, I want the best of both worlds, whatever you want to call it, to have a prime modifier do all the things it does while also having each and every attribute be meaningful for each and every class. I want the physical attributes to mean something to spellcasters. I want the mental attributes to mean something for marshals, etc. That has been the biggest balance. That is, I think, right now it's fine. It feels good. You can still make characters. Everything still works. But I think there could be an even better way to do it. And I'm really excited to see what y'all think, because I have a huge thing that no one knows. Not even Purius. I haven't even showed Purius, my right-hand man, Eddie Blanton. I haven't even showed him yet. And I'm writing that up, and I'm doing that big proposal this week as far as my big, huge write-up for the overhaul. I always talk about it with Eddie first. We bash our heads together about it, see what's going on. Then I show it to the team. They review and stuff. And then you guys might see that in that situation. So that's been the big issue. But even then, there really hasn't been a lot of problems. I am shocked at the amount of problems we have not had. So anyway, thank you, Wolf Pawn, for that. And I will say on the side note for that. Oh my gosh, what? Oh my gosh, I can't even. The side note for that is I am surprised at how many problems we have not had. In the core of the game, the 4 action points, the dynamic attack saves, mana points, stamina points, all these core foundations of DC20, I thought they would be more shaky or have more issues, but they honestly really haven't. They've really held up way more so than I thought in a surprising way, which is really cool. But anyway, so all right, let's see what else we got going. Yes, we got going something. Rocks, dragons, monsters, something. Let's go. Black pudding, false hydra. Oh no, hydra, kobolds, purple dragon. Oh, Charlie Wolf, there's gonna be a purple dragon. Coach, I need a day besides Thursday for a one shot. I know. Hey, email me, Hodop. I got you. We'll figure it all out. I probably need to switch the day from Thursday anyway. Most people said that they can't do it. Lower Jam. Looking forward to everything DC20 brings to the table in the new year. In the new year. What a great super chat. What a great super chat to end on. DC20 coming into tables in the new year, hitting the 2024 with a bang right in the middle of the year. Whoo! All right, cool. All right, let's do 2 giveaways. So first winner. We are giving away 2 copies of the DC20 Alpha. You know how it works. If you wait, let me see. It's not. Oh, wait. Voices of Chaos. Voices of Chaos. I saw you in the chat earlier. Yeah, I give you a little shout out. So it's always cool to see that slip through there. Voices of Chaos. I got you. Woo! Yeah. Wow. Voice of Chaos. Oh wait, hold up. Oh, Joe M. Joe M with a $42 super chat and 87 cents to exactly hit. I think that's exact. Yeah, that is going to exactly hit as soon as it pops up here in just a second. I see it early, so I might have spoiled it for you guys. But yeah, Joe M just threw down a super chat to hit the 500, and we'll be doing a third giveaway. Let's go. Thank you, Joe. Appreciate that for sure. I appreciate that. And whoever wins is going to appreciate that because they're going to be able to play DC20 with me, baby. Let's go. Moon Mist Dragon Bone Caller. That sounds sick. Moon Mist Dragon. I'm picturing a like Circle of the Moon Druid combined with a Circle of the Dragon Druid and them shape-shifting into a dragon. Whoa. Anyway, that's super sick. Scatterbug just says even. That's cool. All right. So next winner is going to another copy of the DC20 Alpha / if you already have it, even more. That's already that's the normal giveaway. The third giveaway is going to be the one that gets the seat at the table. All right, here we go. Winner! ! Winner! What we got? Christopher McDonald. I had that same thought earlier in this live stream, so you're in my head right now. Slit, let's go, Slit. Slit 518. Slit, you win. Whoop. Slit wins. Whoop whoop. Let's go, bro. Nice. Congrats. And now. So if you win, the giveaway, whether it's the two I just gave away or this one, reach out to any moderator on Discord. Go to the DC20 Discord. It's in the comment section of any video I've ever posted. You can find the Discord. Go there, message one of my moderators directly. They will get you in contact with me and or set you up with the gift card and the DC20, all that kind of stuff, right? So you still can't believe you won voices. Let's go. You gotta believe. All right, cool. Here we go. And last winner is going to be for the DC20. This winner also gets a copy of DC20. Why not? And you also get a seat at the table to play in a one shot with a bunch of with 4 other people. So here we go. Winner. Chicken dinner. Of course. Let's go. Who's the winner? Who am I gonna play with? Gene Nico. Familiar face. Gene Nico 3 2 4. Yo. Let's go, Nico. I don't know if it is Nico. Let's go. Sweet. Cool. Done. Love it. So congrats to everybody. Again, the 3 of y'all message my moderators. They will set you up and get us synced up. Let's go. How do you select who to reply to? Just any moderator. They have a red name on Discord. Any moderator. Just message any of them, and then we'll get synced up. The G is silent indeed. Nico, I got you, bro. All right, let's go. Like a gnome. Oh, I see it. That's awesome. So there's the live stream, people. Next week we got another one. Same time, same place, and can't wait to keep revealing more and more stuff. And I was going to do another poll this live stream because I try and do at least 1 or 2 polls every live stream to kind of keep, because I want the direction of this game to be, I want to hear the voices of the people that are most excited for it and that love it the most. And it's the people that show up in videos, it's the people that show up in Patreon, it's the people that get the PDF on the website, and the people that show up in live streams. Like, boom, that's like, that's the best, right? So I'm gonna start off the next live stream with another one of those polls, and we'll kind of keep getting some more feedback across the board. So anyway, thank you guys so much. I couldn't do this without you guys. I feel the love, especially even in some of these super chats. Y'all are getting me emotional. You guys are awesome. Stay creative. I think I said the box.